Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
See, in these first three scenarios, we'll discuss after 4, 5, 6. We'll go directly to 4, 5, 6 scenarios. Because this is quite easy. We'll go straight away to the fourth scenario in this. This scenario, when we talk, you know this is onboarding standalone scenarios. Like we need to take any internal candidates. I would say, because these we can test through only internal candidates. All those scenarios, internal candidates, I would say. This is nothing but test onboarding standalone. I will tell you what is difference between standalone and internal transferred from change of. This standalone, the one which talks about initiate onboarding for an existing employee. Test onboarding standalone, initiate onboarding for an existing UK employee with company A, B, C. I just changed the company for a separate. New hire should not receive your complete purchasing credit card application step as a part of their onboarding. That means you know you can take any candidate in the tenant. Let's assume that in a tenant, a lot of companies will be there, right? Suppose you work in a company. There will be multiple companies in that. Some A, B, C company, X, Z company, something. Here. The challenging thing is they were telling you initiate onboarding for an existing UK employee. You need to find out an UK employee. The employee should be UK. Please keep this in mind. Employee should be UK. And the company should be AB, C UK. You need to search in the tenant. You know this company, you can put and search. You are transferring a person from UK employee. See that UK employee might be from a different company also, XYZ company also. But you have to initiate the onboarding for an existing UK employee with company ABC UK Limited. This is company. They'll not give us any name. Then how would you not give us that? No, nothing. That is what the problem is. Initially, you know what happens, once you have that experience, it's easy to, go and produce the things. But actually, understand and doing is difficult. Sometimes they will explain, sometimes we need to understand and we have to do by our own. It's very simple. You go to tenant, you will just search right. Suppose care only. I don't want to move this candidate. I'm not much showing on that transactions because in this tenant, I'm not sure also which company is. All the things will require. But I'll show you prerequisites. See, the planning should be done perfectly right. We understand this employee is, the results will be done. See here. This employee is from just come 1 minute. She is from a supervisory disorganization. Her position is this. And when you open their profile, you will get to know where they are, from which location of their profile. Any candidate you take, it's not only care only. Here you will get all the options. See here skills they write. In this box, you will get 100% sure you will get, maybe wait, somebody will check. Here it is not coming. But in real time, you get everything of the employee details. Which company she is from, which company, which supervisor organization she is, from which location she is from. All those details. It will be fetched here, from right to here. From here to down, you will get that. Based upon that, you need to. One scenario, like, you have to do it in 1 hour. No, they will give a lot of time, For all this scenario, sometimes there will be 3 days, 5 days also. That's the good thing. Sometimes, what you will do is you take any candidate, but that candidate is from UK employee. He should be from any company. You can. That is the logic. The internet also. This apparently I was not. At least, I will check for somebody else. Logan, I'll check. What if you have 2 people with the same criteria? See any candidate you can take. And how would you know that you are choosing the right candidate? Any candidate you can choose. The criteria should be you have to send the candidate. UK employee with a BC UK Limited. Correct. The thing is, employee should be, you take any UK employee, lot of UK employees. There will be ABC company. UK employee will be there. XYZ. UK employee will be there. In our tenant, there are 4 companies are there. Let's assume, right? You take any UK employee. First thing think. Second thing is when you are choosing A, B, C UK Limited, you need to search in the tenant. Like how you need to search. There will be company, right? You need to go to that company. A, B, C UK Limited. You need to search. When you are searching, you will get to know. Vishnu, based on that scenario, there are only 2 criteria that you're looking for. That the candidate should be the candidate should be a UK employee with company ABC UK Limited. That's it. These are the only 2 must that you should look for in the tenant. That's it. But the problem is, the challenge you will face is you are choosing a company UK employee. But you are testing, and I mean that employee you are going to choose. The thing is, in the company you need to choose. Sometimes they'll ask to send this UK employee to this company. See, when you go in a particular company, you will get to know where they are working, which location, which supervision organization. Those details you need to pitch actually for first 3 scenarios. But in here, if you only the challenge, I think these are very not that complicated, I would say, when compared to 1, 2, 3 scenarios. But that's the way you said, you look for only, you put a company and you'll understand. AUB, CUK Limited. You go to that particular company and you are initiating that in that company. In that company, there will be UK employees. There will be US employees. There will be India employees. Understand the logic. Right. There will be employees. That candidate, you need to go on. Only within 5 minutes we can do this scenario. I would say, very easy. Initiate onboarding for an existing UK employee with the company. AP. That means you need to go to the company UBC UK Limited. There you need to search an UK employee. I don't know which companies are here. Else I would. I can show you actually. I'm not sure. But here companies are there, but I don't know exactly in the tenant. I think there are US company, UK. I don't know. You see this, your company. See, it is asking for company. We'll put all companies. We'll see what are the, I'm not sure. In this all UK companies. Global modern services. We'll do one thing. We'll copy this on a safer end. Within 5 minutes we can do. Only the criteria should be like it. You need to find out that company. That company has to be. You know, right? Easy to find. You know when you go and search in the company. I think I did not copy. I'm sorry. This is the company. We'll see how many members are there. Within 5 minutes, you will be able to see. There's Adesha. He is from London. Him and Amit Kapoor. He is London. UK employee. Right? Am I right? London means UK employee. We'll go to here. We need to proxy in with the right resource. For example, everybody cannot go on proxy in and start onboarding. I think here job change. Launch onboarding. Launch onboarding. Launch onboarding. That's it. If you execute this step, that will be performed. And I want to show you one more time. That's in a way. Let's say initiate onboarding for an existing UK employee with the company AB, C with the company. That means let's assume that this is UK ABC UK Limited. Now you can choose any UK employee. I mean, you can choose Army. You can choose C. There will be US employees also. We'll see. I don't know. Here, it is not the Shakundala US employee. But however, in this scenario, you can just, in real time, you'll have people from different locations. Seriously. In India, people will be CR in one company. There will be a lot of people like India candidates. India, a US employee, UK employee. There will be that. That's what it actually. But this step, actually the criteria should be you need to find the company. The challenge you will face is you need to find the company and you need to find the right resource straight away. You can just go. You just go to job change and then launch onboarding. That's it. What would happen once you launch onboarding? I will tell you, you have to give to this Shakundala. See, I'm not sure. In this time, everything works perfectly. That is the reason I'm hesitant to do. Because this onboarding, I haven't worked much. Got onboarding like those PPs, those configuration, those I haven't done. I have just, like little bit knowledge, even not much. Section 1, Section 2 are also there, but much I didn't work. But I said because internal transfers, tomorrow it might help you with other employees, also for you. Right. You will give today's Shakundala. And you submit it. Once you submit it, done right. Right. We'll leave the details. This candidate is Amit Kapoor. You need to understand one thing. You need to proxy for Amit Kapoor's HR, proxy or his hiring manager. You have to proxy. You will get to know who is his hiring manager because there you will get to know his details. Who is hiring manager? Who is HR partner? In this case, I would suggest you to go to Amit Kapoor's hiring manager. There will be a person. Once you join his proxy in his detail, he can execute few steps. We'll do one thing. Whatever necessary actions that has to be taken, That's it. I think we were done the task, Shakundala. Wait, I'll try to start proxy. We'll see. In this, I'm not sure if the steps will work, but at least I want to show you security profile. Workday account. We don't have Shikandala. What happens once you go into this Amit Kapoor? Let's assume that her account, he is Amit Kapoor. This, where are you? You go to his inbox items. There the step will execute. What is the step? New hire should not receive your complete purchasing. Purchasing credit card application step, right? See, once you launch onboarding 7 items or 9 items, it will trigger Shakundala. That is when you proxy as Amit Kumar's hiring manager. And when you go into his inbox, you'll find the notification there and it will have 9 steps. Actually, no. When you require, you can proxy in as a hiring manager's account. Straight away. If it is executing straight away, you go to the employee notification. Employee. For example, it might be Kareli or something. But that hiring manager, why I said, sometimes these errors you will get. It may not trigger 1 or 2. In tough scenarios, not this scenario, I'm telling. First, second, third. That time you can proxy in. And those higher business courses, those onboarding business courses, it will trigger. If it has to be triggered, then it should be done only through hiring manager, AR partners. I will tell you on first, second, third. In this case, simple. Launch onboarding. Go to that particular employee who you are telling that Amit, right? Amit Shah or something. Amit, you go to his inbox. That's it. The step will be actually there. Here it will come Shatantala. The 7 steps, initial 7 steps will be there. In that step, if the step complete purchasing, credit card application should not come. Actually, that's what you know. This scenario is. If he is getting that step, then some problem is in the tenant. Then probably they'll try. I mean, if you are able to find out any bug, like this, if you're able to find out any. There's an option saying that you know anything regarding the purchasing credit card application. Do you get any steps or do you get any? Nothing, Shatantala. It will go on to get just, these are, onboarding process and all its company policies, right? This complete purchasing credit card application, all those things they create actually in that onboarding setup. If that step is triggering for them, whether that step is triggering to the employee or not, they are going to test this scenario. This test scenario is like enhancements, right? In this scenario, it's very simple. My least motive will be like, I'll be testing right in these scenarios whether purchase credit card application is going to this. You can apply with the ABC UK. She asked you do this for ABC UK Limited and let me know. I will test it. Purchase credit card application is not coming here. Mostly you will not get it. In case if you get it, that's a bug. You can inform and clients also will feel happy. Sometimes if you are able to find this bug also, they feel happy. Even if you are able to find. Our part is to launch onboarding. And then if we have a bug, we let the team member know about it. Otherwise we are. And you can tell them, they'll give you an Excel sheet. Shetantala. Whether the test is passed or not, failed or they last. Test is passed again. But if we receive a bug for this, then it is marked as it's not passed. And you can let them know what the error is. That time they will come back to you clearly. I mean, they will check each and everything using, how we are done. Everything they'll check. Because those leads and all they have multiple experience, multiple project experience. They will find out in 30 seconds also. Their expertise actually. They would have done multiple implementation, multiple projects. They are into talent, all those things. That person will be expertise. Hence, they will catch everything perfectly. When we do everything we need to be, they will give time right. See, these scenarios are dual. They will give 4, 5 days also. Like one weekend, you can if you know how to do. See this scenario, I say hardly. I can take not more than 30 minutes. Even you do slowly the way we discuss. One scenario 30 minutes we can complete. That's it. This step. We didn't get any purchasing credit card application. If you get, we will tell them. Mostly you will not get. Because they are streamlining their process. Hence we want to test them, inform everything to the customer. If there is any problem, they will do a check. Sometimes we have to check in the implementation tenant. We have to check everything. Again, we have to test in testing tenant. Then, based upon our feedback, they will move everything to the sandbox after that production. I'll tell you later this thing. Now you understand this concept only. Let's go to fifth scenario. Second, you have to explain me now what I should do. You should read, and can I increase the size? In this scenario, even if it is wrong, I'll correct you. We will initiate onboarding for an existing UK employee. The proposed company is not a BC UK Limited. Here, what we do is we will take a UK employee. And the company should not be ABC UK Limited. In this case, you can take any other UK limited company, but not ABC UK. Excellent. You got the point. Silly. And then you take an UK employee and the same thing as we did. You go to his job change. You go to the action buttons on his profile. You go to change job. You launch onboarding. And then you just see this complete purchasing. That's the same with the same credit card application. If you get that, the test is passed. Otherwise, you mark it as fail. And you let the team know. Excellent. That's it, Shakam Gula. Mostly we are testing internal candidates. We should test, not external. Because we can't test right external candidates. They're out of these things. They will be applying. That's the logic. And can you go to next one? Shakam Gula. In the next scenario, they're saying initiate onboarding for a non-UK employee with proposed company is not AB, CUK Limited. And new hire should not receive your complete purchasing credit card application setup as part of their onboarding. In this case, you cannot take a UK employee. Can we take the employee or can we take? Yes, India, US, Japan, anybody other than UK. Great answer. The proposed company is not ABC UK Limited. You cannot take the company as ABC UK Limited, whereas you can take any other company, like XYZ or something. And when you get the employee again, you do the same thing. You go to the action button, you change job, and then you launch onboarding. And in that scenario, the new hire should not receive the purchasing credit card application. And if we do not get anything, then the test is passed. But if you get anything else, you mark it as fail and you let the team member know about it. That's it, Shatantala. Within 1 minute of our maximum, like within 2 hours, they'll do. But what happens in real time? They'll do time actually. Sometimes we can spend time. Sometimes they will not work for only 10 days in the day. Also sometimes because those tenant repression will happen, right? Sometimes until they refresh again, we have to test it freshly. You will get time. I'm telling sometimes, not everything. 6 is done. You understood very well. That's it. You can revise my classes also, Tomat. Anything you require. We'll go to scenario number 1, little complicated ones. In this test onboarding, please take one internal transfer from change job. The BP will trigger change of BP. That's what it means. You have to take one internal candidate. And the P will trigger. Change of business process will trigger because that's what this bracket is all about. You are going to test one onboarding candidate. Right from scratch, you have to do like, here the concept will be transparent, existing employees from non-UK to UK location. Using change of business process. Ensure proposed companies A, B, C, UK Limited new hire should not receive a complete purchasing credit card application step as part of their onboarding. In this case, what you understand, and you can read slowly and understand. We have to transfer an existing employee from non-UK to UK location. He could be from India, Japan, anywhere. That's what the logic is. And you have to transfer him from that location to UK location. And also you have to make sure that we put him in A, B, C, UK Limited company. Stop here. We have to put him in A, B, C, UK Limited, right? Stop here. Pause for a minute. When you transfer an employee, it's not going to be very easy to shut in the lab. Let me show you. I'm not sure in this time again, few things in both of them. I don't know. Transfer these people somebody else. I'll try to again errors. Because these people are actually, I just wanted to show at least what is what. I will not execute this step. At least I'll show you here. Again, we can go to job change, job change, transfer, promote or change job. There are a lot of errors. You will get some options. And wait. What happens here? Once you do a transfer, promote or job change, there will be one template driven P, like the way job requisition is there. It will last for which company? I mean, the third page, I get company cost center region. You ask. The important thing you should keep in the mind is they were asking, ensure proposed company is A, B, C, UK. While transferring the employee. It's pretty easy because the person will be from a different company. That details will be shown in the page, but you are going to move that person to A, B, C, UK Limited. You can change it actually. But before you change in this company, simply you cannot change. In this company, a lot of supervisory organization will be there. I'll show you. Under which supervisory organization are you going to place him? I can choose any supervisory organization, but the biggest logic is, if you do it straight away, transferring an employee without creating a job requisition, without creating a position, do you think it's possible? No, we need to create a position for him under this company. No, 100% correct. What we can do is go to this ABC UK Limited company. Let's assume that's something. Can we go to our schemes itself? But we didn't hire anybody, right? Am I right? We didn't hire anybody, right? Shakonta. That is what the logic. We'll take some company. No problem. Company we should take. Let's assume that this is ABC UK Limited. Anyway, Global Model Services UK. You can go, you see, you'll get some details. Actually, you know that the person is into a supervisory organization network and telecom business services. That's the thing. The thing is, it talks about you can take non-UK, like you put a candidate in the tent, some kind of India, a lot of people, Indian names, right? Somebody Vehesh Rakshita or somebody, people something, lot of names still be there in the tent. They actually work for India, right? If you put the name, you can test with that candidate only. That means you are taking a non-UK employee, you are taking non-UK Shakunta. Right? Next, the prerequisite should be true. You are taking an employee from non-UK and you are sending to UK location. That means make sure the supervisory organization you will select. You will select this. Let's say you select this supervisory organization. You want to send that Rajesh to here. Oh, you need to understand one thing. Which location is this? This is Dallas. You think we can send this candidate to Dallas location? You mean to UK location? I am asking this question. Dallas is US, right? We cannot send. That means important thing is you need to make sure you select one supervisory organization where your location should be UK. This thing you need to find out in the time. You will get it. It's not very tough and all. It's not a magic science or all. You need to find a person who is in UK. Candidate you select. I am telling you UK candidate you select. And you will send right that candidate to UK location you are sending. You select a supervisory organization. I will give you 3 requisites. First, I will tell you what you need to do. First, we are going to send a candidate from India, candidate to UK location. Location. You need to make sure, instead of Dallas, this location. The primary location has to be UK. You know, right? In UK, the company, a lot of locations should be there. That criteria should be fulfilled. The important thing is you keep on note. Maybe you can note down. What is the company? When you are selecting that, make sure his company is. Make sure. ABCUK BCU Limited. You will get to know here, right? Under organization. It is ABCUK Limited. Let's assume. And the location here is some place in K. Let's assume London. No problem. No problem. And you need to note down this cost center and region. Because when you transfer an existing employee, do you think the candidate will be having this cost center and this cost center? No, right? He will be having a different cost center. When you get the template-driven business process, it will ask for company cost center region. Please change the company cost center region. The company, Anyway, you are selecting the right company here. Because you will search right in the tenant. Anyway, you are searching correct company only. Only the thing is, you need to select a super agency organization. That super agency organization should be having a UK location. And please make sure you note down his cost center and region. Because when you transfer an existing employee, his cost center and region will be different. Now you are sending. Let's say Rajesh a candidate to this organization. Then in the template driven, it will last. You are transferring right. What you will transfer. It lasts for the cost center and the region. Before that, it will last. What is the transfer? It will last for a few options. You have to do international transfer option. See here international transfer. You are taking internal employee, but you are changing. You are sending from one country to another country, right? It's an international transfer. Absolutely. That is the key point. The key points are, I'll tell you international transfer, you have to select. There will be a lot of options, you know. Wait, I will pick it. I'll show you actually. The problem is at least for her. I'll see. One thing is there. Job. No, we are not getting for her actually. Once you do transferred, how about slogan with me? Can we try under this? We tried actually, but we couldn't actually. Step did not execute. Might be some errors in BP, might be something. That change of BP will take care. Change of, we will see. A lot of BPs are there. But I haven't worked on change of, to be honest. That's why all those BPs regarding you know this. Only you see here. Change of onboarding, is there right? Shakuntar. Wait, we'll view more. We'll give more view. Change of default definition. It will not trigger Shakuntala. We'll go little down. Or else change of onboarding. That's the best. This promotion or change of weight. I think this internal transfer something it will trigger. Change of. Apart from that, update for change of no. I don't think. Promotion this also no. Onboarding for international transfer. Something is there. Onboarding acquisition will be there. That in this two BPs, that international something will trigger. Not this BPs. I would say this will not trigger actually. That's the criteria. And you take any Indian employee and make sure you go on search for that company. In that company, you choose one supervisor organization. You can choose any supervisor organization, but you make sure that supervisor organization has UK location. And in that supervisor organization, there will not be any positions. First, you create a position. Create a job requisition. Very, very important thing. If you don't create any job requisition, it will not trigger. Even if you know, you can create a position going to the company itself. You go to that, a BCUK limited company. You go to the staffing. I'll take something. I'll show you. Once again. Not to make you confused or something. We'll go to the same company, your company. We the company will take. We go to this scroll here. We'll get to know the supervisor organization. Let's say this is to assume this is the supervision we are looking for. We need to make sure what is the location. See, it is London. It fructifies right. Right. The criteria. I mean, it actually satisfies the criteria. We'll copy and paste in our the cost center and the reaching. We'll keep it. All those things in the notepad. What happens in this case? And when you go to a scenario, you are making sure the company is A, B, C, UK. You are making sure the location is UK. The location is UK. Location is UK. And biggest thing is you go here, whichever. You plan everything perfectly now. See these things. You have to do it before starting execution of change of duty. Like we are going and we are done for change of right. Transfer, promote change of. Like here, right Shatandala? Right. Wait. Logan, that's the question. It will not execute. But however, before you execute these steps, I want you to be doing that. Prerequisite is, pre-planning. Trans- Transfer promoter. Before you do this step, you have to plan this. Right? We have to make sure that there is a position, that there is a location that is in London, and you have to keep up. Job requisition Shakuntala. First thing is position and job requisition. First is position Shakuntala. Second thing is job requisition. Right thing is location is correct or not. One thing is company. This one. Company cost center region. You make sure all these items, you keep it in one notepad, all these 6 items. You copy this. Easily you can copy, like this. Right? Can't? You copy text and you open one notepad and keep it. That's it. Your prerequisite is framed. Now very simple. You go to this candidate transfer, promote and job change. Once you give this tag, it will execute for template-driven business process. It will ask for what transfer you are doing. Like you are promoting, or you can say international transfer. After that, it will come to like organization. Which organization you are selecting. See already, the employee is in some different company, cost center region. Where you want to send that employee. That the items which you had copied in the notepad. Cost center. Look, everything you change here, you will get the option check. If you watch for 1 or 2 minutes, you will understand. Don't worry, very easy. And 100% you can do it perfectly to do this. There are people, my colleague, initially we face challenges. But I will explain. Let us finish this. Then we talk. Once you execute exactly that compensation, if you will ask, you give some compensation, whatever you want according to that package. It will execute everything. And slowly what happens? It will go to higher BPA. It will execute. Because it will go to our job application business process. See, you have already created a job requisition. You are doing international transfer. What happens? He will come into the review stage. Am I right? You will move him till background check stage. You can select internal, no background check required. There will be a tenant that you select and execute into, ready for it. Once the candidate reaches ready for hire, the hire business process will trigger. Once hire business process is triggered, you have to make sure you have to be in the correct proxy. Not like, suppose I will give you one HR partner to the time you will proxy and execute all the steps. Do you think with the same HR partner, you may execute next hire steps or onboarding steps? No, Shatnupar. No, because it's not part of recruiting. We need some HCM. You understood the logic, but somehow logic to be out at the end. You are sending one candidate to other location, other company apart from our team. There will be a different HR partner, right? Right. You need to find out that HR partner. You in job requisition, see here. Hours away, we will take. Like Jay Hastings. You will get to know who you'll see. Carolee is the hiring manager. and her location is Bangalore. I'm not going to that part. Caroli is the hiring manager. Once you're ready for hire and hire VP is executed, you need to proxy in as a hiring manager to execute the onboarding steps. And before that, sometimes you need to proxy in as a HR partner. You know their HR partner. Because you are sending from here to there, right? Their HR partner. Also, you need to find out who is that. As per my understanding from review to background check, you'll proxy in as one HR partner. Or the load. And then once the candidate is in the ready for hire, where it triggers a hire VP, at that point you need to proxy in as some UK HR partner. And in onboarding also, you need to proxy in as a different hiring manager. You will get to know those BPs when it is executing. It will actually struck in one point. You need to go there and find out where it is stopped. You can go on proxy in there easily. You can do it. Simple step, 30 seconds you can execute. Like that. Once you send the candidate out, finally, we will get to know all the hiring. Onboarding BP with trigger. Then we'll get to know whether complete purchasing credit card application step as part of their onboarding. Whether should reship? They should reship. It should not. It should not. That's what happened. Only the thing is, you might be confusing. I know how I can find out their HR partner because it's pretty simple. When you go into a particular supervisor organization, it's easy to find out the HR partner also, right? I'm a HR partner. I see here. Do you think it will pit up? It's not going to pit up. We'll get to know by this also. Or else we can check here also. Go. We'll scrutinize your HR partner. Here you'll get 5 friend HR partner. They're only one HR partner. It's easy to execute. Find out and do it. This finding out is a strategy. People will be frustrated and they won't do it. That is where they get. A HR partner will select one thing. There is nobody assigned actually here. But you will get a person over here. Assigned to Caroli. Assigned to something, a person. Once you see, here we are in the assigned to page, right? You assume that Caroli has been assigned as a HR partner. You can click here and take action here. Start proxy as Caroli. You will get option here. And directly you go and execute that. You go here and go to our inbox. As per my understanding, when you go to the roles, you'll find a person who is a HR partner in UK. At that point, you can go to assign to whoever the person is, and then you get an option to start in as a proxy as that particular person, and then you can execute whatever you want. Same site is. It's pretty easy, right? For you to find out what do you say? The hiring manager, right? We can go to our job requisitions. Whatever we created, we only created, right? We know who is hiring manager. You can go on proxy in and execute all the onboarding. Do this. Onboarding steps. It will execute. Those 789 steps will execute in the English inbox, in the candidate inbox. See, finally you are checking everything in the candidate inbox. Whomever you are sent to the job application, you are sent Shakuntala for onboard. Right from review to onboarding. Then you need to proxy in as a Shakuntala candidate and you need to check Shakuntala inbox here. This is the inbox, Shakuntala inbox, and you will get to know. Same thing also previous one, like the 4R56 scenario. Then because finally it will execute on the candidate's inbox. Right. If there are any actions to be taken, you will be proxying and as a hiring manager or HR. Right, everything it will execute And while executing, what happens? It might take 15 minutes. Nothing will be delayed because here in our real time, integrations will take care and automatically their Workday account will be cleared. Without Workday account, do you think it's easy to proxy in as a candidate? See, we are sending within 5. It will take 5-10 minutes sometimes. Everything will like this scenario. It will take 2, 3, 4 hours or sometimes because you need to prerequisite, write all planning everything. It takes time. If you plan everything perfectly, 1 to 2 hours, 3 hours also, you can do. If you are not able to plan perfectly, then it takes 3 hours, 6 hours also. Vishnu, once you create a job application, the Workday account is created for the candidate, right? Now what happens when you are executing hire BP? Now hire BP, it will go to ready for hire, right? Once it goes to hire BP speaker, immediately one integration will trigger and it will create Workday account for them. Immediately, within half an hour or 15 minutes. You can proxy in that candidate and you can check whether the credit card application has received to the candidate. Till that time, his Workday account will not be created because once hire is done, it will execute. That means those steps will execute only in the onboarding. Hire is then onboarding, right? Next step. Onboarding also. Sometimes candidate will go to whom he should meet, which hiring manager he should meet. Those are the steps will be there. You need to click on. Because once the candidate is joining, he'll be having some buddies, right? Whom he has to be, which hiring manager, all those will be there. Those are all onboarding because I didn't work much on onboarding. That's where I couldn't say deeply, to be honest. Those will be easy steps and you can execute it very well. That's what it does. That's what. Can we go to next scenario and tell me how we will do? Transfer an existing employee from non-UK location to UK location using change job. BP proposed company is not AB, CUK Limited. And the new hire should receive your complete purchasing credit card application step as a part of their onboarding. Here it's the same scenario from non-UK to UK location, but the company should not be AB, CUK Limited. You can take any company and the location has to be UK. You look for an existing employee who is in UK location. And then what happened? You have to send one candidate from non-UK. Right. Right. You can take any like India credit also. You can take Japan, anything. But again, you have to send to UK location. Please go ahead. Let me. Right, you have to send him to UK location. And then you have to check if there is a position. Like you said, we have to look for the prerequisites. That is position job requisition. You also have to make sure that the location is UK. Correct? And then you go into that. You go into the company which is not AB, CUK Limited. Yes, you look for the organization, cost, center and region. You make a note of it. And then you have to make sure that all the prerequisites are ready. And then you go to that particular person who is not from UK. You have to change job. But in real time, you can go to that particular employee, whomever you choose. Job change, promote, transfer, promote or job change. You can take up the option. One VP will trigger. Well, that VP is triggering. It will last for whether you are promoting or transferring. There, you will get international transfer. And it will last for compensation. All those things that you can give few details. If it is not executing, also a few things you can give and execute it. And once it is, you will get some, like orange alerts also, but still you can make it. You can fix all the alerts and then Company cost center region. You permit the company. Because you are sending two from one company to one company. You make sure that company is not. You will A, B, C. Anything you know apart from this, A, B, C, UK, you can select and please select. Please make sure that company is any super region organization you can select. There you will go and create a position. When you are changing the job, it will also ask for the location and everything. And that point, you have to make sure that the location is someplace in UK. Correct. 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 You will get to Norix. See supervisory organization. You go there, you will get to Norix. Right. You will see the location, details and everything in the organization assignments. And we will send the candidate to review stage. That candidate international answer will do. He will automatically be in the review stage. We will send that candidate to ready for hire. And after that actual work starts. You have to perfectly execute the higher steps. You have to proxy in the right way. If you are not processing in, then you are not on the right page. You need to find out the right proxy and the step will Packer execute. Sometimes you may be doing mistakes. It might take time also to execute that step. Once it is done, some integrations it will trigger on the onboarding process. Workday account will be created. It might take 15-20 years. Once the integration is completed, you will get on Workday inbox notification. Right. We will get it actually. That's true. That's true. We will get it. That candidate will get it. And moreover, in the BPs also, you can check what all the BPs have been executed. Integration 397 will be executed. I mean everything. It will show. Everything it will show. Where is it will show and you can find out, but make sure the company is not A, B, C, equal limited. If you select again A, B, C equal limited, this test is, like they'll point out, you have done a wrong test. It happens. Make sure everything as per this thing correctly framed. Prerequisite, it should be framed. If you do everything perfectly and select some other company, all your testings is based that efforts will be tested. Then tomorrow, if they get to know anything you know. Vishnu, I have a quick question. For example, let's say I'll take a US scenario and we are transferring one person, say from Dallas to New Jersey. It is going to be, and it is an internal transfer, and it is going to be the same steps that we have used here, making sure that the person from Dallas you have to within the same company. Like which scenario you are talking about? Like you want to transfer which company? You mean to say, let's say I want to transfer a company. I mean an existing employee from Dallas to New Jersey and the company is. Can we take an example and see how it works? Nobler. You take any company whichever in India like something. No problem. You can take and let me know. I will tell you which you want. For example, you are sending one. India, let's say. I mean, whatever example you can show on the tenant, just to make sure that I am getting it right. If it is possible. It is possible actually. The criteria which I showed you, all those things. In this, I will see. Global Modern Services. UK is there. Because I am not. Even in that case, you look for a position for a job requisition. Everything you have to look for. It is going to be the same steps. Same steps only. The problem is, see, some people, what they do actually, they do not create a job requisition. See, and sometimes there will be already position opened also. But they would not have created the job requisition. That time this thing will not execute. Seriously, I am telling. Without job requisition, without position, nothing will happen here. You will get errors only. First thing is creating position, job requisition. You create it. Because we can do it by ourselves. Sometimes default. You will get it. You go on checking the tenant. There will be a super admin UK1. I got UK1. There will be a position also open there. Sometimes job requisition also will be open. You just have to go ahead, create a job requisition, and then you move the person from previous. If there is, if there is a default job requisition already open, you can execute that steps without creating. You just have to make sure that there is a position and a job requisition. If there is one, you can go ahead. If there is not there, then you create it. I would suggest you create a position and a job requisition. That's where I suggested you to go in a creating mode. If you have default, that's great thing. Straight away you can go and send the candidate. When sending, you make sure company cost, center region, location, you frame it in one. What do you say? One notepad. You keep it and you execute everything. And then you go to that person's profile. You go to job change. It's the same thing. You go to transfer job or remote. And then as it is an internal transfer, it is same, it will execute Shatantana. Same thing. Thread 1 also transfer an existing employee from UK location to non-UK. That means maybe you can select a person from UK location. You can send from UK to India. Non-UK means anything you can select, right? Any location. That's not UK. I will select one UK candidate to India. And proposed company, I will select that India. I am sending, right? That company should not be ABC UK, BC UK Limited. And I will test all those things as I explained everything. And that purchasing credit card application step should not be part of the onboarding of that particular candidate. They should not receive it. That's what it means. But the problem is, the challenge which you will face is, correct coxing in your business. Don't worry. If you get such kind of things, I will help you tomorrow. Also, if you take this kind of challenges. These tactics will be there. Like sometimes when you are testing what happens, you need to create a position. Sometimes when you don't proxy and as a right candidate, one of my colleagues, he struggled, like he doesn't know, to create a position or something. Just that logic here. You are wasting time to leave. Just like I said, I proxy in as a right, person and I created a position. Within 2 hours, I was able to finish that scenario. He was facing the challenge from last 1 day. That's what. And don't use your brain. You know that coxing in that logic. Who is that person? The proxy. They have time in years. You can't do anything. Simple mistake will waste your time for entire case. You have to work in smart way, intelligently, slowly but perfectly. Because they are giving time, they will give ample time. Like I would say, they will give a lot of time. It's not like everything should be done in 1 day. It will be like 5 days also, they will give time. Only the people who need to do it properly. You can do it. You can enjoy it. Also, I have a doubt, Vishnu. When we are converting contingent workers to full-time employees, there are 2 ways, right? The first, one way that what we see in our current organization is you would end the contract as a contingent worker and then you would hire him as a full-time employee. Then it's going to be again, you'll create a position. You'll make sure there is a job requisition and then he will apply. Already the position is created. there. Only you are going to execute that person, right? I mean, you have to end his contract. I mean, whatever is. For example, you have to end his date, you have to end. For example, you have to end his contract, they have to tomorrow ending. You can end his contract today and tomorrow you make him as a permanent contractor. It's going to be as a new hire. You're going to treat him completely as a new hire, right? Completely a new hire. Completely as a new hire. And as a contingent worker, he'll get some free. I think C or something bracket will get. It's been a long time. Maybe one way. Before I didn't work for a long time. After that, he'll become an employee that C will go off. He'll be an employee. Right? I understand. When he's a contractor, he would get a say beside his name or a contractor. But once he's full-time, it's just his name. It's pretty easy. Only the thing is, contract end date. We have to keep perfectly and execute. That's it. What would the task be at that point? That's time for, converting an employee, right? Convert employee. In a long time. I forget in a long time, right? I was not into. But the BP is simple. Default BP will be the short. What happens here? You don't need to go and trigger all those BP. Those BP will trigger. Once you execute that step, that BP will be triggered. Friend word. Simple logic. When you transfer an employee, we have done it right just now, right? But we tried to send an employee transfer promote our job chain. If it is contractor, contingent worker, that BP will trigger. If it is international transfer onboarding, that BP will trigger. I worked on this. That's where I explained very clearly what you are asking. Contingent worker BP will trigger. This I had work. That's where I explained. Change of. Other than that, I didn't know some change of BP. But I have a knowledge. That's where those are, default BP. No need to worry. You just have to follow the steps in the P and you'll be able to do it. It's very easy. I mean, those I would say contingent worker, BP, are not very, very easy. You might face only challenges in change of feeling. That's not this one. Very easy. That's what it actually is. The simplest scenarios. And the tangent part, I will explain. Can I explain one of these scenarios if they ask me, what are the challenges that you have faced? You can explain actually. This one, right? Right now we explained. Whatever the complicated, the first 3 scenarios that you have mentioned. Actually, you can take up an expansion. That's a good idea. See, based upon the situation you see, they will tell you 2 things and they will ask you. You need to frame and take that opportunity and convert that opportunity into a real time. You are a real time only. You should only think that I am a real timer. You have to experience. That you need to fix in your mind. Maybe the person whom I'm interviewing, I mean the person who is interviewing you, he might be having 10 years experience. But your experience is limited. But in that limited, you are exposing everything, whatever the knowledge you have, representing everything. That's it. Suppose if the interviewer is not satisfied, no problem. You can go for another interview. I have given my best. I'm telling you now. It depends on the interview. You will get a lot of experience. Different experience. Sometimes it is very, 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 very easy. Sometimes it is a bit tough. Again, it depends. No need to worry on that actually. Now I'll explain to you a little bit on the tenant. what I'll explain about our company. How we follow that I'll explain at the end moment. Also, if you can give me a little bit overview about the ticketing system or the tickets, how would that work? Or if I have to let them know that I have worked on the tickets as well, because if I'm putting 2 years of experience, I think I would want to add that as well in my resume. I'll come to that. Just checking on the tenant part. As you know, in the tenant there will be implementation tenant, right? Like this implementation tenant will be like a development tenant. I mean, all end-to-end testing. User acceptance, UAT will be done here. In this implementation, user acceptance testing. I mean, these business users, they'll come and test the functionality, whether that functionality is working or not. And they'll validate how to do and make sure everything is correct. If everything is correct, then if there is any issues, these people will actually suggest and fix the issues. That is where this implementation fix it will become. They'll fix all the issues in the implementation part. Do we have any versions or any names for this implementation tenant? It depends on the customer to customer. Every customer is having. Just a moment. I'll put my chart here. We try. In every company they follow. In every company they follow a particular. They'll be having something like P1, P2, P3, P4. They follow those. And they will let you know which is implementation tenant. You don't need to worry or something. Which is implementation tenant. And you know, as sandbox tenant, I will explain you. It is like futuristic releases and all that. All these future releases which are coming in Workday will push these updates. First in sandbox preview tenant. 2 months before the actual release is being set up. Every year, March and September, 2 releases will be there. And they will test it here. And here only implementation team, the project team and people who are actually involved in the project can only log in. Everybody cannot log in. In some, they'll give that question. And as you know, production tenant, all the users in the company can log in to production tenant. The users, the employees, whoever it is. Workday means production tenant. It's a live tenant with real data. You cannot do any testing in production. They'll make sure they cannot do any testing in production tenant. And what happens again like this? The tenants will be there. But the thing is, can we say that there are 3 environments: production, tenant, sandbox, and implementation? I will explain you a little further how our company actually does. Let's assume that there is one problem is there in the tenant. They want to test it actually. What they will do is they'll go to implementation tenant and they'll fix a few things. Suppose the notification is not going everything. For that, they will test actually everything in the implementation tenant. That testing will be done. Whether the notification is figuring correctly or not, everything will check. Once everything is checked again, they will do same thing in the testing tenant. That is sandbox. That means, testing is different. Implementation tenant is different. First is implementation. I mean development almost. Next is testing. We test everything. They also actually, development. Whatever they're done, they can, send the configuration to production tenant. Like how they do, they will do migration. Whatever the configuration they will do, simply those they can actually send to production. But they will test everything in the testing tenant. Then they'll move it to sandbox tenant before a week. And the clients, they'll give one document. They will be documented everything. Usually this sending, moving, to production, actually senior people will do. And moreover, there is a planning, a lot of things are done, documentation, everything. And they'll fix on timing. And they will do like migration from testing tenant to as I said, how they will move. They'll do migration by using the tools like advanced loads or object transporter. By using that, we will get an option like target tenant, source tenant. I want to send from this to that. Or you can simply go to a particular configuration, job profile or something. You assume that job profile is there. But we will not be responsible for any of the. We will not. No, because those migrants will not be responsible. Because those are very tough tasks and they won't give such kind of things. And lead will be doing that too. Lead will also document everything with the client. I mean, a lot of planning, everything will be done. We won't be doing it. Only we will do this thing, for your knowledge. By using these advanced tools or object transporter, they will send this configuration. Whatever they've done, they'll move to the production. That's what. Until it moves to the production. Suppose you get a ticket, like some. In our ticketing tool, we'll get a ticket for not to get it going wrong. We have to test everything. The configuration is perfect or not in implementing talent. Then we will move it to testing tenant. Then before 1 week, we'll move it to sandbox. Because sandbox will be refreshing, right? From there, it will be moved. And then we will go to production. Even in the sandbox, you would test. Sandbox, what happens? You can do all the configuration, everything. You can check everything. And only 1 week. Once you're done with the testing phase, and when you move that to the sandbox, the time period is very limited. Say only 1 week you can test everything right. Actually, we would have done everything now. For safer end, we are just moving it to sandbox. Within 1 day, again, what happens within 1 or 2 days? They'll move it to the sandbox. It will go to sandbox means already everything would have done for Kitala. Just sandbox. We will just preview it. Previewing like everything is correctly working or not. Again, we are doing just for safer end. I have a knowledge on this. Like for example, if there is a configuration, we can go to that configuration, instance migrate. I need to select what is the target tenant, what is the sending tenant, source tenant. What is the target tenant we need to select? And we can send that candidate. I have seen. But however, I didn't do. But I have 100% knowledge. But however, leads will do, and even they will not involve us. They will. They didn't involve us actually. Those are actually very much complicated, right? That is what it actually. Lead will be doing naturally. Because the lead, he will give all the tasks, he will test everything. Then they will be based upon everything they will not do right. But this kind of thing they will be doing. They will not give it to juniors, right? Because if they give it to juniors, any mistake happen. It will be highlighted in the product company. Production in general very complicated. I can't say it's complicated. I would say very sensitive. You need experience. Sensitive issues. Those are known. That can be, done like that. And we were asking if they can do something. No. Tenant is still a lot of things to be discussed, right? In our company, we use opt-in tool. As I said, there will be one. How do you say planner item? We get up. Once they send a planner item, we will be getting a notification that a planner has come to your inbox. Please take the action. You need to complete it by within a particular date. Within a week or 15 days, client will give time. Suppose you really have some problem, they will extend for another 1 week. You will get a notification if you are supposed to work on that. Once the planner item is coming, what happens? Immediately you will get a notification. Zoo 2. There is a planner item. You need to finish it by this date. You put that. I will be going to opt-in tool and I will put that number. I will get all the details of that. And obviously it leaves a lot of different things. We will be there. What needs to be done? We will also give an idea on that. Still we face any problem, we can discuss this. And we can do. But, however, in tenant management what happens? There will be a release manager for all release activities. All those things. And what are the releases? They will do any refresher shortwave. For example, what happened? If they do any refreshes, refreshing will happen every 3 months. Before 15 days or 30 days, the infamous, we are going to refresh this tenant. It will be refreshed. You make sure everything data is correct. That data, it will refresh right. After that, you will not be able to get that data. Whatever the data you want to back up all those things which they last. Infamous. It happens. And regarding releases and all, there will be what releases they are going to treat or what they are going to release. I was not much involved there. But there is a tenant management team. And even, to be honest, they will not discuss with us on the emails part, these things and all. Whatever our work which is done, that's it. Maybe my lead will be knowing each and everything. But those releases, manager will be there. Tenant management, there will be a software team for that. But they will talk to these leads actually. I am going to do this refresh. They will just inform us. This refresh is happening. That's it. They will say, just any testing, anything happened to them. You do it now only. Or after refreshing, you do it freshly. They will tell. That's what it actually. Releases and all much I don't have. I didn't. I was not involved. I'll try to get info. Let me know what all the queries we have. I'll try to check this. And also regarding this ticketing tool, is it generic or each organization, they have a different ticketing tool system? Yes, of course. Because every organization, they follow different, like service note ticketing tool. It's easy only, Shakanta. I'll tell you one thing. Once you go into as a prominent employee, it takes 1 or 2 months to go into the project. They will give you KT sessions. See, before as a prominent employee, once you go into the company, they will give their ethical videos. Lot of videos. You have to finish their courses. Small courses. Ethical videos. What are the company policies? Those videos they will give. As per the company that is finishing. 10 to 12 small courses, you get like 45 minutes. After that in real time, like client advisor, KT they will give you. In that KT, what are the tenant we are using? How we are using our green requisition? Who is the agent? Certified recruit type. Who is the manager for this release? Manager. Tenant management. There will be a release manager, right? Who is that person? We are using opt-in tool. They will explain this often. For example, opt-in tool. They explained us for a round 1 and up to us about that tool. What are the features? What we do? What are the features that you will get to? Don't worry. They will give KT on that. I mean, in the interview, if you mention that I've worked on tickets, will they ask on which environment or on which ticketing tool did I work on? If you want, you can tell that tool. If they ask any tool how it does, else I will tell you on alternate plans. Let me explain which tenant management. Let me finish it off. In this company, how we follow. Because of you, I just noted a few points. I went back small points. See, there will be sandbox previews in our company. And they will do this by and use activities release, delta testing, regression testing, all those they will do in this. And next tenant would be like development, tenant C1 implementation. I would say. Then next it is a refresh like biannual. Development tenant. And when it comes to QA testing tenant C2. That is quarterly tenant. I mean 3 months, once they'll refresh it off. Then again we will move to the sandbox. The sandbox you know quickly once it is refreshed and production is a live data. When it comes to biannual, before the release of something you know they'll do actually in this C1 development, tenant development, configuration testing unit, Workday extent, Kronos incentive drag boss. Even I don't know what is Kronos also. Because that's different one regarding something, you know I'm not sure. These are the things they will do. That's what it is actually. When it comes to testing, they will do functional testing, end-to-end testing, Prism Analytics, Workday Extend. But do we have a separate team for testing? Of course. Separate team for testing, separate team for I would say integration, separate team for functional authorization, functional recruitment, talent and performance learning. Sometimes they will mix 2-3 people. They will keep it. Both people will be working for talent and learning. Awesome. They will keep for learning and HCMM. It is. I mean that bandwidth will be decided with manager, right? We can say how many they want. When it comes to the production path, how it's happened, you know this. Usually, sandbox review will be there. Every 6 biannual releases and everything will be here. And we have, development tenant. That is 6 months. From there, we can send any configuration to testing tenant. C2 from that is we can send every 3 months. We know again we use sandbox. That is 7 days. I mean from sandbox preview to C1, we will send. That is development tenant or implemented. Then again we will send to C2 testing tenant. And we go to sandbox. Then after that we move into production. All this will be done by seniors. Like more expertise. If you get an opportunity to learn other things, probably it's a great thing. But initially they don't be wiped out. That is what happened actually. Whether we'll see anything. I will check anything important things. I will check anything important things. That's the test. Tickets and all you can tell them. Suppose if you are confident, you know what are the tickets you get. You can tell this kind of tickets. Now I explained your right tickets. You can take up and explain. Whatever scenarios that we have. Whatever it is. Even first initial 7 scenarios, right? That also you can explain. All these 6 scenarios. I think you guys are lucky, because I given that real time scenarios, I'm not kidding, you know. Like what happens? I want to give that knowledge a little bit it helps actually. And you will get a lot of confidence, To be honest, I didn't get all those things. But at least I want to teach my students. Whatever I know. Maybe I can give them from the simple scenarios 1 or 2. And from the complicated scenario, I can give them one example. And that should be good. That's what you take up in your mind and you create all those things. And no need to, like worry or something. The way yesterday you explained same thing. If you tell all those things seriously, he will be interested. And after that, he may feel. This person has worked real time. No doubt on that. That's what they feel. That creation, you have to do actually. That's what. And maybe sometimes if they ask, right? How do you get requirements? Maybe you can tell in such a way that we got some project. We worked on from I would say that like design session and foundation. Everything was done. And I started working over there. Like that you can tell. My main motive was to identify the gaps between, like workbooks and the configured tenant. Workbook means Excel book. They will be right. For example, you get something in the workbooks, right? And also to work on the tickets which client used to give us. Like that. You can tell and manage. We work according to the workbooks. And suppose you don't have a tool, then you can tell in such a way that workbooks they'll give right. I showed you one notebook, right? Right. You have sent one Excel sheet for branding. For example, framing such a way that branding sidebar something you can tell and explain all those things. Like that I'm telling, just telling. Tickets and all. Now tickets I've given you. You tell. Maybe you can tell opt-in tool also. No problem. He is not going to tell you everything. There will be a search bar, to your right hand side opt-in tool. You put that to double unzero. You will get that details of that scenario which I explained to you. I'm telling you. That's it. You go to the scenario and you'll work on that. Simple. You tell opt-in tool also. It's a combination. It's a combination of value tool. You can see. This opt-in tool, because I noted them actually. Today, sat for around 2.5 hours. Thank you much. Because some see I'm not sure. I'm still in a learning case. Whatever I know, I just want to tell my students. It might be a little bit useful also. I feel happy. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.